Hey guys, welcome back to the SimTwins. I'm Bree, and in this video I'm creating a family called the McGregors. So Brooke and I are creating a small Sims save file, and it is going to be overriding the world of Newcrest. So we've been working really hard on making families and houses and buildings for you to have for the world of Newcrest. And as you all know, the world of Newcrest is a blank world where you can really do anything with it. And we actually started thinking about these characters and everything actually back in The Sims 3, because there's the world of Riverview back in Sims 3, and it was similar to Newcrest where you had more empty lots and ability to create more of a storyline there. So we actually created this whole storyline with a whole town planned out, and so we decided to change that to be in the world of Sims 4 and for the Newcrest world. So first we're making the McGregors. So the McGregors are a husband and wife, Cullen and Grace, with their 4 daughters and their son-in-law. So Cullen is our first member that we're making. He is a retired astronaut who is one of the first Americans to set foot on the moon, unlike the rumor that Armstrong was. So we created this when we were about 15, 16, so that's why some of the descriptions for the characters are very funny and very childlike, and I just think it's really, really interesting. But so he was an astronaut, and he actually set foot on the moon, and he has raised 4 vivacious daughters with his wife of 30 years, Grace. And now that he's retired, he likes to play tennis and watch Formula 1 racing on TV. So yeah, like I said, we started this storyline when we were teenagers, so of course a lot of the character descriptions are going to be a little bit funny, a little bit interesting, because I think like most people are really imaginative, and we were imaginative as well. And so we just liked creating characters and making a whole world, and we even mapped out the relationships with other families in the town. And so this save file is going to be really, really involved, and the characters are going to have really detailed backstories. And actually I need to go into the game and set their careers and set everything for them, so those can be already ready, but I just didn't do that. So right now they're all blank slate Sims except for their names and their aspirations and all that stuff, but I do need to go and tweak some of that and be oh yeah, this person has already completed this aspiration and they have these skills and stuff like that, to make it more realistic in terms of gameplay. But the McGregors, they're actually based on a family from a Chinese drama called Dear Mom, and Dear Mom is the story of a husband and wife with their 4 adult daughters, and it's talking about their relationships outside of their families, with their boyfriends and with their friends. So it is very much a generational show, and so we based the McGregors off of it. And so they're a generational family because all of them still live in the same house. Even the daughter that is married, Layla, she still lives with them. She actually lives with them on a tiny house on their property on the house. And Brooke actually built that on our stream, on our Twitch stream. So if you want to check out Brooke's builds, make sure to follow our Twitch. It is TheSimTwins. So pretty easy to find. I'll put up the URL on the screen for you guys. But the next member we're making is Grace, and Grace is the wife of Cullen. So the last name McGregor, we decided that that's kind of an Irish last name, so Cullen has Irish descent. But for Grace, I was thinking oh, we never really put too much on race identity for our characters, but I thought maybe she'll be from a Hispanic background, or a Spanish background. So she is the wife of Cullen. She is a best-selling author and a homemaker. We really made these Sims very, very ambitious. She actually has wrote a bunch of big name series and standalones that have been turned into countless movies and TV series. So they're rich. This family is rich. But somehow during all the time where she was being a very successful writer and all this stuff, she married Cullen, and they had 4 daughters. She's working on her 16th novel right now, and her other goal is trying to help her children find their life partners and give her lots of grandchildren, because that is the goal of any successful mother lineage that she could want. She wants those grandbabies so she can spoil them, and she's rich so she can spoil them a lot. And as of now, her only daughter, one of her daughters is the only one married, and they're not going to have grandchildren at any point soon. But yeah, she's been have a very successful life, and I think in this world we're trying to create it where Obviously, we can't go back and change like all the racial history in the world, but we're trying to make our town as inclusive as possible. So there's all sorts of people in this world, and all sorts of identities, because we know that the stories that you can tell in The Sims are infinite, and so we want to reflect lots of diverse stories through our characters, and we enjoy doing that. So for Grace, I decided that she would come from a Hispanic background, and she married Cullen, and then she was able to become a best-selling author. And so I don't know what kind of books she writes. Maybe she's a mystery novelist, maybe she's a romance novelist. She's probably more of a romance novelist because they've been turned into like movies and TV series, and I feel like romance novels really do well. And not that like other types of genres don't do well as turning into books, but I don't know, like just, everybody loves a good romance series. So she's been writing her whole life, and that's really her main source of income, is by being the writer in the family, and that's how she was able to take care of her daughters growing up, because she didn't have an office job where she had to go out of the house and work. She was able to work in her home and write her books and take care of her 4 daughters. So she is very close to all of her daughters, and they really respect and look up to their mother. And they really love her a lot because, like she raised them. And I mean, obviously they love their father too, but since he was an astronaut, he wasn't always at home. So she obviously did a little bit more of the parenting and more of the caretaking of their daughters. But they also love their dad too, of course. But it's just hard because he was an astronaut, so sometimes if he like had to go on a mission or something, maybe he was away for months at a time, and so they didn't really get to see him while they were growing up. So it was just a different. And actually, I was like creating this character, and I was like, oh, okay. I looked at her hairstyle, and then I put on glasses on her, and I was like, oh my gosh, she looks like Edna Mode from the Incredibles. So like that was kind of unintentional, making her look like Edna Mode. But I thought the glasses were really, really cute on her. And so I was just making all of her different outfits. And there are like so many cute outfits for females in The Sims, but I realized there are not as many cute outfits for older adults. Like I feel like they need a pack for elders where they have like really, really cute outfits on them. Because I don't know, I feel like elder women and elder men just need like really cute clothes, because I've seen like a bunch of fashionable people that are in their older ages. Like, so I mean, obviously like you can wear, like they can still wear all the same clothes that they wore from like teenage to elder, but I feel like I want like stylish clothes that are still like appropriate and match their age. There are some, but like I just wish that like the Sims team gave us more cute outfits for the females and the males as they progressed into elderdom. That sounds weird, as they progress into being an elder, because a lot of outfits I was like, oh, this is so cute, and I was saying like, oh, like I could totally see this on their daughter, but I couldn't really see it on her. But here I am like making sure she has the blue glasses on, and these are the ones that make me just remind me of Edna Mode, even though Edna Mode's glasses are black in the movie. I just feel like the shape of these glasses and her hair together just make me really remind me of Edna Mode. So that was an interesting thing that I found when I was making her. But she's like really cute now. I think she's still a writer, so she still loves to write. And like you can write forever. But I feel like she'd also get into like other hobbies, like maybe needlepoint or knitting. So she'd probably also have that activity on hers. But of course she wants to be a best-selling author, and she's got a creative trait, family-oriented, and she is a perfectionist. So she like really strives for her family to be really successful. Okay, so the next person we are creating is their eldest daughter, Layla Wilkins. So she is the only one who is married. She was recently married to her husband, August. And I will say, like, I did randomize the daughters, so like between the two characteristics, so they all do look different. And I like that about Gen X. So you can play around, and each of them have different hair colors and stuff. So yeah, she's recently married to her husband, August. August is also an inspiring author, so he, is learning a lot from Grace. But Layla herself is an artist, like a more of a physical medium artist. She wants to paint pictures and stuff like that. So August and Layla, we wrote that they are the perfect couple and super sweet. Grace is hoping that Layla and August will give them her first grandchild. However, they're not ready for that because as of this time, they've only been married for 3 months. They've known each other for a while. They went to college together. They both went to an artsy school. And they probably went to Bridechester and studied art at Bridechester. So they both love art. and they're really into that. And she just like fell in love with August, I think like probably their freshman year. She, they lived in the same dorm, and they were just in the same floor, and she just saw him and she was like, man, he is so cute and attractive. And then she got to know him more, and she found out he was really funny and really kind and was just quirky, and she really, really liked that. So she started dating him, and now they're married after they got out of college. And yeah, they're definitely not ready though to have their own children, because right now they still live in the same house as her parents, and they actually live in a tiny home in the backyard. So not the most ideal place to raise a child yet. So they're gonna hold out on that and wait for that. So I mean, I gave her like a little bit more of like, I guess, that hippie bohemian. I tried to do a little bit of hippie bohemian vibe for her clothes, since she is an artist. That doesn't mean all artists have a hippie bohemian vibe, definitely not. And then for her formal wear, I actually gave her more of like a power suit, because I thought that'd be like really nice to have. I don't give many female characters power suits, so I thought that would just look nice. And then I did change her hair up a little bit, and it's always so hard when you're trying to find a hair that you think matches kind of their other hair, because during the everyday, she has it put up in a ponytail, but for her formal wear, I wanted a little bit different style of hair, so I had it put down, and I did the one that like had the same part on it, so I thought that looked nice. Oh, another side thought, I was watching a BuzzFeed video about what Gen Z thinks about millennials, and apparently side parts are out, and I'm like, what? You can't wear your hair in a side part anymore? And I think like I'm so sad, because I've been wearing a side part since I was probably like in middle school, because I decided that the middle part did not look good, but I don't know why people are going back to the middle part, or the younger generation, like Gen Zers. So I feel like definitely a millennial with that, and I was like, what in the world? I feel attacked by the fact that you guys don't like side parts. And obviously Layla is a millennial. Look at that side part. She has a lovely side part. So I mean, I don't know what Gen Zs have against side parts. I think the side part rocks, okay? And for my face, it just looks better. Okay, some people's faces, I don't think a middle part looks well. I think side part looks well for them. Okay, anyway, next we are creating August, her spouse. So August Wilkins, yes, like I said, they met in college, and he wants to be a writer as well. He's goofball, he's creative, and he also, wait, what was that last one? Oh, he's eco-friendly. He does get into the eco life, so he likes to recycle, and he cares about the environment. I mean, everyone should care about the environment, but he is, also very much into the environment. And so his types of books that he writes more like dramas that are based around ecological problems. So if you read books that are similar to like not like George Orwell, like any of that type of stuff, but he does write like some books that are more, like not fantasy, but more more dystopian novels with a with an importance on environment and stuff. And so yeah, like, so he also really liked Layla the first time he saw her. He thought she was funny and witty, and they just got along really, really well. But he wasn't really interested at first in like dating her, because he's like, like, we're just friends, like I don't really like her in that way. But it wasn't until they went to a poetry slam one time, and that's when he fell in love with her, because Layla was very bold, and even though she's not too much of a poet, she went up there and read a poem, and he just is like, wow, okay, that's really cool. He fell in love with her from that. So then he decided that, yeah, I think I'll date her. And so she's definitely a big inspiration for his artistry as well with his novels. And just as, he is a muse for Layla and her art, they definitely are the creative pair that work off each other and take inspiration from each other. But the next we're creating is the second eldest daughter. This daughter is Lacey, and she is a kindergarten teacher at a local private school. So I don't know if we're going to be creating a school for the world of Newcrest for our Sims save file, but if you want to put in a school there, she could be the school teacher for it. So she's a not a preschool teacher, she's a kindergarten teacher, almost preschool, but she's like good and neat and a little bit she's cheerful, because I feel like if you're a teacher for young children, you do have to have that cheerful vibe to it. Also, I randomly just put her in the llama costume, like the superhero costume, because I was like, what is this? And I hadn't seen it before, but then I saw it, it's like, oh, it's the llama costume. That reminded me of like Sims 3 as well. So she is single. Lacey is single. She has not met really anyone that she vibes with yet, because she's more focused on her job, and she wants to be a good teacher and everything. So yeah, she's really just not worried about relationships or anything. She's just trying to go out there and live her life, and she actually is the only one, I think, of the daughters that has blonde hair. I think her other sisters either have brown or red hair as well. So I would say she looks, I guess, like the least like the family in terms of like genetics. I mean, like, you could still tell that she was the daughter, but you'd be like, where'd she get that blonde hair from? So I think it's definitely interesting. But yeah, she, other than being a kindergarten teacher, she also loves to go watch movies, and she also loves to go running and stay active and stuff like that. She loves to go hiking. So she's a very outdoorsy person as well. And then of course she's very neat, so she's like the person that helps keep the house clean. She does not like when people leave their dirty dishes in the sink. She'll clean it right away, and then she'll grumble about it, but she'll clean it, and then she'll yell at her other siblings and be like, why didn't you clean up your dishes and stuff like that. So she's like that, but she is definitely very cheerful. She, at the same time, even though she gets upset over little things, she's very easy to forgive her sisters and show kindness, because she has that cheerful soul in her, and she like loves her sisters, and even though she can get mad at them, she doesn't really want them to be upset. She just wants them to know that, hey, like, clean up after yourself, because you're getting older and stuff. But yeah, so I think she's a really fun character, and I just realized, like, when I put this top on her, I realized it's sort of like see-through, and I was like, oh my goodness, this shirt is sort of see-through. I kind of liked it though. I don't think she would ever, this is why this is her summer wear, because like when she's out of school not teaching, she can wear it. She would never wear that type of shirt to school. I will say this family is modded, but the only reason they're modded is because the females have the lashes on them, because I think like just the custom content lashes look really good on them. I think it really pops their eyes and makes their faces just look more realistic. But yeah, she's just a cheerful sim, and she's just a good sim. Okay, and I just changed them back to like their first outfit, because I was like, oh, I want to put them on the everyday one so you could see. I realized that I had to go back and change Layla's rest of her outfits, because I didn't change them, and so they were just the pre-generated ones that the game made, so I had to go back in and change them real quick. So this is why you're seeing me go back to her and everything. So yeah, that's why I always tend to do that. I always tend to like go create a sim, and then I'll go to create another sim, and then I realized that I didn't change the outfits for the other sims, so I have to go back and circle back and quickly change their outfits. But I think all of the clothes I chose are very cute, but of course if you download these sims, you can change them into whatever you want. Okay, so the next sister, this is so many sisters, guys, and they all have the L name. So this is the third daughter. She is named Elizabeth, and she is the business-minded daughter who is a personal assistant to the CEO of Sims Tower LLC. We even came up with like a whole game. Aleski Kote, and actually Aleski is another character we are creating for this SimTwins save file, so you'll meet him a little bit later, and he's the boss of Sims Tower LLC. So Elizabeth, she's a little bit scandalous. She has a crush on her boss, Aleski, even though he is married to Lila. I don't know why she has attracted to him. I think she's more attracted to like power rather than actually him. She just sees him as this like really big authority figure, and so she's kind of like, she's in love with that idea. Like the romantic aspect is not really too much of that. It's more like his power and authority, but not in like a weird way. Power and authority like, oh, he's very rich and he's young and he has all this money, and she kind of aspires to be him, so that's kind of how she has her attraction towards him. But she also wears glasses just like her mom. She's the only daughter to wear glasses, and she's also the only redheaded daughter, so she got a little bit of traits from both her mom and her dad. But I really love these plaid pants. I thought they were so cute on her. I would buy a pair of plaid pants in real life, and I actually have a pair of plaid pants. I love plaid. And then for her evening wear, I gave her the funky gown from what is it? Not Get Famous, City Living, because I don't know, I just love it, and I thought it was really, really cute. She did have some custom content outfit on there for her warm weather, but then I changed her out of it, since I know that some people don't have custom content, of course. But yeah, I guess her style is a little bit eclectic. Like, obviously, like this whole jean pant skirt situation is really interesting, how she's wearing the pants underneath the jean skirt. I thought it was really cute. But so her style is a little bit eclectic, but also she has this business minded aspect, so she would definitely, wear the business type clothes and everything, and she understands that. So, but yeah, I really liked her style. I think out of all the sisters, maybe her style is my favorite, because it looks like stuff that I would sort of wear. So I feel like we kind of have similar styles in that, except for some of her color schemes. She does wear some pink, and I would probably wear it not in pink. Okay, moving on to the last daughter, their youngest daughter, Lainey. She is a recent she's a recent Masters of the Arts graduate. I think we're trying to say she got her master's in art. So she actually, she's 23 apparently, but I think I don't know if she just got her master's. That's kind of young. I guess she did. I guess you could get your master's at 23. But right now she is interning at a local newspaper because she wants to become a news reporter. And she is fun-loving and carefree. She has a boyfriend named Emerson, and Emerson is another character we're going to be creating later on in the SimTwins save file. Like I said, a lot of these characters have very connected relationships with all each other in this town. So yeah, she is a newspaper reporter right now, but she would love to be an anchor one day for the local news, and I definitely think she can do that because she's very aspirational. I think she really has the drive to be an anchor, and she's the only member in the family who's actually vegetarian, so she does not eat any meat. And her dad's like, "You're crazy, why don't you eat meat? It's great," because I guess when he was an astronaut, he was like, that the astronaut, the space food was not good, so I want to eat some good food while I'm on Earth or something. So yeah, she is a reporter, and so she really likes human interest pieces. She's more interested in knowing why people do the thing that they do rather than what is the thing that they're doing. She wants to know why. So she's really interested into human interest pieces, and she would love to create her own documentary series one day. So like I said, she is very aspirational, and she has those goals of wanting to tell the stories of the people. And so she actually has been helping on the side with a history project of the town of Riverview, that was in The Sims 3, and she's seeing how it's related to Newcrest, because she is interested in all these people moving from Riverview to set up Newcrest. So she's kind of creating a whole history of that in her spare time as being a reporter. But yeah, she's just fun-loving and carefree, like I said. So she is definitely, she's a little bit more, I guess you call her rebellious than her sisters. She likes to have fun. She definitely doesn't hold back from partying. She likes to go out and hang out with her friends and make lots of memories and everything like that. So she's a little bit more extroverted than her sisters. I would say the sister she is closest to is Lacey, because her and Lacey are pretty different. Lacey's a teacher. Lacey's pretty laid back and more reserved than Lainey, so they're kind of opposites of each other, so they have a lot of fun together whenever they hang out. I would say that her and Lisbeth, they don't necessarily get too along together because their personalities are very different. Lisbeth doesn't like that Lainey is so carefree about her life. She does appreciate that she has drive and ambition, but she doesn't like that her sister is so carefree and just kind of does whatever she wants. She wishes her sister had more of a plan, but Lainey's like, no, I don't like a plan. I just want to kind of go out there and do my thing. Even though she is a reporter, she still appreciates the spontaneity of life and everything. So Elizabeth's kind of like, I can't deal with the fact that you like that. But yeah, we're almost nearing the end of this video. So if you all want to download these Sims, they are ready to download on the gallery. Our gallery ID is TheSimTwins 14. And like I said, these characters don't necessarily have any skills or any job titles yet. But once we do have the save file finished, they will, and you download the save file, the characters will have certain levels of skills and aspirations and everything. So that will be all ready for you. So here's a final look at The Sims. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and of course hit that notification bell to know when I release a new video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!